Y'all just coming through right quick. Listen, this is part 2 of the daycare situation, the Chronicles. So I told her basically to call and talk to the mom because I had Heaven in my car getting ready to take her to the urgent care. I only had one car seat in my car. There's triplets. There's 3 of them, y'all. So she thought that I was gonna get the other 2 children and take them with us. And so why would I get the other 2 children when you called me for this one and she hurt and injured? Y'all pretend like you care so much about what's going on with her, but obviously you don't. And so she talking about well, you're not gonna get the other, basically you're not gonna get the other 2 children. I said, I'm about to take her to the doctor, call their mom and talk to the mom. I'm about to take her to the doctor. And I don't have but one car seat in my car. So I was not gonna put those kids in my car without a car seat. So basically, she thought because I came to pick up this child that I was about to pick up the other 2. And I only came over there because you acting like it's an emergency and she needed to go to the doctor. So what I look like picking up 2 other kids and I'm about to take this child to the doctor, y'all. Make that make sense. It don't make sense. So listen. So I said, call the mama, talk to the mama, okay? And so this is what she gonna say, the owner. And she said, well, if we so bad, why would you be leaving your children here? And I said, them ain't my children. I said, these are my grandkids, honey, and I'm about to take her to the emergency room. And I said, so call their mama. I'm taking her to the emergency room. So she's still yakking off. When she turned around, y'all, to walk back towards the building, and there's some more that she was saying. When she walked back to turn around and walk back to, she said, F you. F you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is what she said. When she said that, when I say y'all, I don't cuss. I don't really fuss with nobody or none of that. I just like pap them and gone on about business, pap, boom. And so, but, I ain't no violent person. I don't condone violence or whatever. I don't even believe in really cussing people out. But this girl kept running up to my car like I supposed to been scared of her or something. I don't know. But she gonna turn around and say, F you. And she was walking back to the building. When I say I stopped by there and cussed her out, I cussed her out. Y'all, I don't even cuss. I probably ain't cussed like that since I was probably in my 20s, y'all. Because I done gave my life to the Lord, really. But some people will push you enough until you just have to go on and snap. You shouldn't. You're supposed to be disciplined enough. But honey, she needed that. That cussing out wasn't just for my daughter. It was for all the other people that she done mistreated, mishandled, that done went over there. Y'all go out there and read the reviews. Some of the reviews out there, people be talking about how they did their children or whatever. They couldn't be lying. Listen, because these people are supposed to be educated. They supposed to have received training on how to deal with children. These kids, it's 3 of them. Listen, I don't even be around them every day, but I know how to demand and call attention up in the room, okay? I know how to watch them and make sure they ain't not getting into stuff they ain't got no business doing. So when I went over there, Heaven was sitting in it. When finally went in there, she's sitting in a chair. They got her arm propped up on her sleeping bag or whatever. This child got dirt, leaves, everything in her head. Face nasty. She had on an Alabama A&M jersey. It's just nasty. Her clothes nasty. Just nasty. I know kids make mistakes and drop stuff or whatever, but they do not care about the children, the way they look. They let them walk up out of the daycare with nasty nose and stuff. I've picked them up once or twice, and I had to ask them, can you clean their face? Can you wash their hands? They just send them out of there any kind of way. And so For the last, I think, month, y'all, they have been calling for us to pick them up either on a Thursday or on a Friday for the last at least 4 weeks. Last week it was Thursday. They called me last Thursday. And then they called me today, Friday. So when they called, I was on the phone with my mama, and I had just merged her in so she can hear. And I said, Mom, when the girl was hanging, I said, Mama, I said, it's Friday. It's Friday today. Like, today is Friday. Here they is calling again, right? So the daycare owner kept saying she had somewhere to go. She wasn't going to be there when my daughter got there. Oh, well, okay. But anyway, so like I said, she said F you, and I, look, when Michelle Obama said when they go low, we go high. What some people said, no, we finna go down to the grave with you, baby. I'ma tell you, I went down low with you, baby. Don't play with me, because I don't play with you. I don't bother nobody, don't bother me. That's just me. So then I went on about my business. I called my daughter, said, hey, calling her, trying to call her, trying to text her. At her job, they can't have their phone. So you can't get in touch with her right then. So I'm trying to find the job number and all that. I couldn't get it. But anyway, I texted her and said, hey, I'm taking Heaven to the urgent care. She done got hurt. I said, go get your children. I said, go get the other children from the daycare. And so then she wound up calling me back. And so I told her, and I said, yeah, I done had to cuss that heifer out. And she said, yeah, they done told me. And I told her, I was started to tell her what had happened. She said, oh, she ain't tell me that part. No, they ain't gonna tell you everything. They gonna tell you what they think was the part you needed to hear. And you out there telling me, I said, and they out there telling me that the children terminated from the daycare. The child done got hurt on your watch. And this is what you talking about? They terminated. So, the girl, she kept saying to me, well, I had told the mom, sometimes this may be the end of the road. This may be the end of the road. She said it a couple times. I said, what do you mean by the end of the road? What are you talking about? Well, maybe this may not be a good fit for them. Maybe they need to find another daycare. Oh, this is what you saying. So you over here talking about putting somebody out of daycare, and you ain't even concerned basically about this well-being of this child, right? So I knew they was trying to cover up. So then when I get to the doctor office, checking in, the doctor said what happened. They did x-rays and all that. They trying to figure out what happened. So I told them exactly what they said. I'm the doctor. And the doctor didn't come in there and say, I'm Dr. such and such either. That's a medical doctor. They didn't come in there saying I'm doctor. But anyway, so I told her again what they say happened. This is what the doctor did. She said, that story, something about that story, right? I said, that's exactly what I was saying. That make sense. I said, make that make sense. But anyway, Heaven didn't want to talk and whatever, so we had to get her mama on the phone and whatever. So, by that time, my daughter was able to pull up and come on in there, and I just got the other two and walked outside with them, right? So I'm trying to say, hey, y'all, how was your day? You had a good day? Here go Anna trying to describe to me what the teacher showed her, how somebody dragging somebody. What? So you up here trying to teach this child that somebody dragging. What she know about dragging somebody, y'all? This is a 3-year-old. And so I said, well, show me what she showed you. She put the little tablet on the ground and she moving back. She said, this is how the teacher done showed her to show how somebody dragging somebody. Then she said that he jacked her up. Well, I said, well, what's jacking up? And so she was trying to put his hand behind his back. And I said, that's not jacking up. That's what they call jacking up. Y'all, be careful. When your children say something going on at the daycare, listen to them. Come back for part 3.